So I would like just to say a few words of thanks to Leah Bassel. She is the coordinator of the Migration Network at the University of Leicester, and unfortunately she can't be here tonight. But the Migration Network brings together a number of scholars across the university working in different disciplines, and also offers a springboard for research, academic research, to be done in collaboration with the community. So this event tonight is a collaboration between the Migration Network and the Attenborough Arts Centre. Before I introduce the four panelists I've got here tonight, I would like just to say a few words about the relationship between arts and migration, and also Lucy and George Orta's work. When we think about the current migrant crisis and the media coverage, I think it is fair to say that the coverage has been overwhelmingly dominated by a focus on the numbers and how many people should be allowed to enter Europe. What I think is missing are the personal stories of those people who seek refuge in Europe, and those stories remain ignored and unreported in the mainstream press. So what I would like to say, and I think this event, this evening, is really important, is that the arts can play a role in the public understanding of migration, because artworks tell stories in the ways that media cannot tell. So the media very rarely writes stories that artworks can tell. The arts can also create spaces of debate to bring audiences and artists together, to have a different kind of conversations to those that are often generated by the media. And I think those conversations are very important, and I'm very interested in this kind of conversations in my own research. In September of 2015, the artists Ai Weiwei and Anish Kapoor, they led a London walk of compassion to refugees. And Anish Kapoor said something which I found really compelling at the time. It is important that artists are not outside the equation. We don't stand on the sidelines. Artists are part of the story of a response. We cannot stand aside and let others make the response. In a similar vein, Ai Weiwei, who has set up a studio at the Greek island of Lesbos to highlight the plight of the refugees, has said recently, "As an artist, I have to relate to humanity's struggles. I never separate these situations from my art." I think Anish Kapoor's suggestion that artists are part of the response is very compelling, because the arts can encourage not only the imagination of a better future, how can we live together, how can we live better together, but they can also invite debate about a different kind of solutions, alternative solutions. And some of these solutions, they may well stem from grassroots activism and networks of solidarity, and I think Michaela will have a lot to say about this. And I think the key question we should be asking right now is how to address a problem that affects humanity as a whole, rather than asking how many people can a country take, as many government leaders, European Union government leaders do. The work by Lucy and George and the edited collection Overland Oversea that we'll be launching later on tonight, I think offers a good opportunity for all of us here in this room to reflect about the links between borders, climate change, migration and solidarity. Lucy and George, they're quite unusual in the way they approach their work. They work on the long term rather than the short term. They develop long-term projects that unfold over a minimum of 10 years, which involve extensive research and collaboration with professionals and academics, as well as members of the public. So I'm sure their work, which I hope you have the chance to look at, will generate very fruitful discussions this evening. So we have a fantastic set of panelists tonight, and it is with great pleasure that I introduce Ambrose, Kajal, Michaela, and Miriam. A few words about Ambrose. Ambrose is a well-known local activist, poet, and photographer who is behind a number of initiatives, including Civic Leicester and the crowdfunding project Poets in Solidarity with Refugees. And he is also someone you may well know from behind the camera in many events in and around Leicester. Kajal Patel is Liverpool artist in residence at the University of Leicester and a local photographer and filmmaker. She has produced work on the British Asian experience, concentrating on issues of personal conflict, cultural bereavement, and social assimilation. She works closely with Asian women in her community to provide opportunity for self-representation. Michaela Smith is a local activist working with Ali Solidarity, which is a grassroots initiative of solidarity with refugees, and she's just back from Dunkirk refugee camp, where she has done a lot of aid work. Miriam is a final year PhD student in the Department of Sociology and Media and Communication, and she has done extensive research field work with Iraqi refugees in Jordan. So what I will do, I will probably start with Ambrose. Is that okay?